Adam, very nice to have you today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
Maybe you could introduce yourself and Groq.
Absolutely. My name is Adam Tachner. I'm the head of corporate development, finance, and chief legal officer at Groq Incorporated. Groq was founded in 2016 by Jonathan Ross. Jonathan has a long history in compute, was the actual inventor of the Google TPU, but was unsatisfied with the software experience, and so founded a new compute company built around the software experience and developer velocity.
Now, why is now the right time for Groq?
You know, it's amazing, actually. The things that we have been talking about that are going to be happening around the commercial import of AI and machine learning, just in the last few months, I think there are very few people in the connected world that aren't really seeing this for themselves, and that there really isn't a market that's going to be that is not going to be influenced by the power of these compute solutions. It's a wonderful opportunity for us. You know, the market is so hungry for these compute-capable chips that they're paying more than retail price for them. So incredible demand, especially on things like large language models and real-time solutions that our deterministic approach to compute really does well with.
Very nice. Today you are at our first TDK Ventures Portfolio Summit.
Yeah.
What was it for you? Was it valuable?
When we first started working together, we were raising a significant amount of money, and TDK came in with a modest investment. But it's really, just as it's very much about talent density when you're building a team, it's very much about talent density when you're looking for investors. And we didn't really care how big the check was going to be. We knew that TDK was going to bring tremendous TDK goodness, tremendous value to the relationship, and that's been true throughout. So I was very excited to be able to attend the event and to meet the other portfolio companies, all of which are very impressive.
Is there any portfolio companies you met today which really surprised you or you're excited to engage with?
You know, I am so impressed by the breadth of your portfolio, even though you've only been around for a few years, that you've already invested in 29, soon 30 companies on 4 continents. That's amazing, and that you've done that with a really capable team. So the breadth really impressed me. This company that you invested in, Faction, I know a lot now from my Groq experience about the autonomous driving industry. And I think their approach is the most capital efficient potential disruption to that space that I've ever heard of. It's very exciting.
Very nice, thank you. Back to Groq, what is the biggest challenge that TDK or TDK Ventures can bring and help you with?
Yeah, so I think we complement one another very well in that we're going after a market where I think TDK wants to play more deeply. TDK does very well in the sort of low energy space, the low power envelope space, I should say, and mobile and such. In the data center, that's really what we're focused on at first. We'll get to the mobile space later on. And so we're happy to sort of be able to work together. And conditioning power and doing exciting things with capacitors, because we have a deterministic construct, we can do very interesting things with capacitors as sort of very quick discharge batteries. And so we're excited to partner with TDK on different ways of leveraging power in compute.
And you've been leveraging TDK quite a bit. Can you share maybe how many components you're using today in your reference platform?
I think it's over 50 if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the exact number, but it's a very impressive piece of the R-bomb.
Maybe you can talk about the outlook for Groq. Where could Groq be in 5 years?
Yeah, wow. So, we just finished Q1 of 2023, which is our fiscal year, the first quarter of this fiscal year. And we did more revenue in Q1 than we did all of last year. So it feels like we've begun to hit that sort of nonlinear knee in the curve. Granted, it's off of a small base. We're just getting started. But that's very exciting for us when you start to actually be able to see a product market fit and a virtuous cycle, and the ability to sort of engage with different customers using similar messages and similar approaches. I think that right now we're dealing in a market that's something in the order of $70 billion of serviceable market that appears to be growing at better than a 10% compound annual rate.
Much.
And I think that like we in the semiconductor industry, you and I have been involved in it for decades. We've just never seen anything like this before. And we were there for the mobile revolution. And so this scale at those sort of ASPs and that opportunity, it's unlike anything else. And as I mentioned in my brief talk, I think these really are the steam engines of the 21st century. And what we know is that as you make the engines of an economy more efficient and you're able to consume more and more of those, then people just use it more and more. We see that with lower mileage cars, we burn more gas because we drive more miles, right? And it's the same sort of thing with compute. So I don't see any limits to the opportunity in this space. There's a lot of other people that are going after it, but I don't think anyone's simplified the software experience the way that Groq has. And I think we have an early opportunity to really take a share from NVIDIA and a longer term opportunity to become the next great presence in Silicon Valley. Put the silicon back in Silicon Valley.
Thank you, Adam. That was great.
Yeah, my pleasure.